Here's your weekly Tee to Green fitness tip.
Welcome back to the tip of the week. I'm Christina Schnarr with the Balance and Believe Golf Academy. I'm here today with Zach Goggart, our pro golfer. Today, Zach is going to go over how to stretch those pesky hamstrings. If you're like me and have really tight hamstrings, here's what we need to do. All right, Zach is going to start by just taking one foot out in front of him, and he's going to lead from the hip. He's going to reach out, leading with his chest, trying to touch his toes. Now, if you can't reach that far, you might start by taking that foot out and just lead with the chest, and you might get to your knee. Try to get as far as you can and hold it there for 15 to 30 seconds. Now, when stretching the hamstrings, you want to do a couple different angles to stretch the hamstrings. So if you're reaching down to your toes, that's great. Zach's going to take his feet a little bit wider, and he's going to reach down right to the center, right between his feet. As you're reaching down, let the upper body just drop, relax the hamstrings, and reach as far as you can and hold it there. Again, 15 to 30 seconds. As he comes up, you're gonna feel that tightness there, okay? There's a couple different variations you can do. You can do a standing hamstring stretch or a seated hamstring stretch. So Zach's first gonna keep his back really straight. Again, leading with the chest. You wanna keep pressing that chest forward to really get into those hamstrings, reaching for the toes. It's not the old school where you try to touch your nose to your knee. We don't want that. We wanna lead with the chest so you're really pulling with those hamstrings. So he's got his feet straight out in front of him. If you can't quite get to those toes, you can bend your knees a little bit and just work at it and try to reach. And as you go and get a little bit more flexible, push those feet out a little bit further. Next, Zach's gonna take his feet off to the edges of the mat, and he's gonna reach over to one foot, still leading with that chest, reaching down. Now you're getting a little bit different angle of that stretch, reaching side to side, holding 10 to 15 seconds each side. Repeat a couple times on each side, and then go back to straight forward and reach all the way. We're gonna show you one more because these are buggers, these little hamstrings. So go ahead and take it on your back, Zach, and you're gonna take that right leg all the way up and stretch that hamstring. So a nice hamstring test would be to see if you can get your leg to go to a 90-degree angle. That's really, really good. It's tough to do because hamstrings get super, super tight. So if you can get your leg here, you're doing good. And Zach's gonna continuously work on this hamstring flexibility. Go ahead and relax that leg. Doing both sides, holding 15 to 30 seconds. And if you feel really tight, keep repeating it until you feel a little bit of relief in those. And this is something you can do every day. Really, really work on that flexibility because as we all know, it's a huge part of life. It's tough to get more flexibility and it goes away really quickly. Zach, for yourself, how do you feel that stretching plays a role, especially in those hamstrings in your golf game?
Well, everything, they always say that everything in the body's connected. And I've noticed when I take the time in the morning, I stretch out my hamstrings before I go and play, I can get that full range of motion that I'm looking for in my golf swing to make the biggest and most powerful, effective swings possible.
Awesome. It's true. You heard it right here from Zach. All right, thanks for tuning in this week, you guys. We'll see you next week on the Tip of the Week.